Hi. I already did a video, and I should know what the date is, and I think I'm confused. Nope, it's the 13th of August, and I'm about to read Acts 13, so how apropos. Where's the other 13 at? Anyway, no, I'm just being silly. This is Lou. I went by Lou all my life till I went to Texas. Went down to Texas and I introduced myself as Mary Lou Perry. Actually, it was Phillips. I was not a Perry at that time. Anyway, that kind of threw me off, didn't it? Being a little bit on the silly side. So there was something else I wanted to say, but it's gone. I do that quite often. Okay, Isaac. It's not that I'm a bad girl, okay? I showed you I had the package ready for you, and I had the postage on it, and I thought it was just going to be hunky-dory, but the post office around here, they wanted to treat it as a parcel. So they wanted to charge me $7. $7 to mail this. Okay, so I haven't mailed it yet. I figured, you know what? For $10, you got a whole lot more space. But that would be a lot of cards, and I'm not sure if you're still interested now that you've gotten on my channel. If you're still interested in sharing me. However, I think it's really good, and it would be wonderful. So, I guess I'm going to have to call you. I think I got your number to see if you're still interested, because if you are, but then, the tourist season is going to be over pretty soon because school will be back. And so I don't know how much traffic you guys have after school starts, or if you shut down, So I don't know exactly what to do. It's a silly little conundrum, because I want to get these things to you if you want them, if you'll share them. And you were excited, so I was excited. And I feel bad that I haven't already gotten it done. I tend to forget about stuff, especially if it gets hidden under papers. It's out of sight, out of mind. So, if you are watching, Isaac, leave me a message. Comment, okay? Let me know that you're actually listening. And I would love it, I would love to get my cards out there. And I would love to get back into creating my stuff. I do have some, and it is wonderful. But there's a lot to my channel. And when I started it, I wanted to share my papers. I had saved 20 different papers that I had written. I call them papers, because I wrote them on notebook paper, and then I typed them up too, because they were really good. I felt like they were inspired. Sometimes being a writer, I'm not sure what that entails, but there's a whole lot that goes into it. And I had all this training, per se, experience, training, because I took a secretarial course, taught me all about business English and how to, actually about sentence structure, how to say what you really want to say, Instead of trying, you got something you want to say, but you just can't get it formulated into the right words, and then who's going to understand? But these papers that I wrote, when I talk about being prepared, it would be my whole life, everything. A culmination, I believe that's what they call it. Whereas my whole life I was brought up in the light, in the gospel of Jesus Christ. That was our life. And it happened all week long. I mean, back then, so many years ago, and I don't know exactly what they're doing these days with the young women's and the young men's, if they have a meeting in the middle of the week, which they probably do. And I know that when I was a kid, there were ball games, basketball games, baseball games, all kinds of different games, and then tournaments within the other wards or stakes. Meaning a stake has so many wards within it, and that's a geographical area. A ward can be up to 1,000 people. When it gets to 1,000, then it splits into two, making 500 each, and then it works its way back up. So they're growing like I was talking about the other day, the little atoms and things that are growing on the inside. That was a little trip. Okay. You'd have to have seen the other video. I can't really tell you about it. Things happen to me on the spur of the moment, and it's just too complicated sometimes for people to grasp a hold of. But if you're a member of the church, you already know, kind of, sort of. If you're a brand new member of the church, you don't know much. You got a lot to learn. You are a person, you are a piece of a massive machine, we'll say, per se. How about a human being? All the things that go on inside our bodies, in our brain, and making everything work. See, I'm coming up with an analogy right now. Jesus is the head, like that guy patted me on the head the other day. Jesus is the head of the body. The church is the body. And it's growing and growing and growing. And it's grown from 6 people in 1830 to 17 million plus today. It's wonderful. I mean, I went to a church that only had 30 people. We did things. I mean, it was a great little group, but it wasn't like being like when we lived in Salt Lake. There was a church almost on every block, and that meant a lot of people were all doing the same thing, and having the ball tournaments and the road shows and the dance festivals and not even that. I mean, those are things, but then there is like I don't know if it was a Friday night or Saturday night. It might have been Saturday. Should have been Saturday. But every week there was a dance going on somewhere because there were so many buildings and so many people. So, like I said, things are going on here, there, and yon. And then sometimes there's stake gatherings where all those different wards come together, and there's stake meetings. We have general conference every 6 months. And that's a big to-do. A big to-do. And my dad was a branch president when I was in the 8th grade. And then he was a bishop later on. But they all get together in Salt Lake. It used to be at the Tabernacle, but now there's a humongous building that takes up a whole city block across the street from the temple. And that's where General Conference is now. The spoken word, I'm not sure if it's still over at the Tabernacle or if it's over at it's not a new facility anymore, but it's new. And if you go up on the roof of that building, oh man, there's so much going on in that building. I mean,